This time around, we have Sarah Combs with us, who is with the Sugar Grove community. And Sarah has been diligently working for a good time now on getting cell service into the Sugar Grove area. And they had a meeting back on January the 14th with one of the supervisors. And Sarah, welcome into the program.
Good morning.
Can you give us an update on January the 14th meeting?
Sure. We had the meeting, and the turnout was excellent. We had anywhere from 70 to 100 people at the meeting. And, of course, Supervisor Rick Blevins was also there as our guest. It was conducted as a moderated meeting. I had taken questions from our community through our website, and then I asked him those questions at the meeting so that he could answer the most important questions from the community. And, of course, that was for time efficiency and things of that nature. And after that, there was time for open discussion and comments. And but one thing that I'm getting from our feedback that I've saw from the meeting is the community they were generally pleased with the questions that were asked, but a lot of people have said that Rick Blevins wasted their time, and in saying that, I think that they're referring to answers to the questions that were seemingly repeated, such as it's a money game, or referring to the number of people in Sugar Grove. That was a lot of the answers to the questions.
How many, what were some of the questions? Can you go over some of those?
Sure. One of the questions that I thought was one of the most interesting questions, there was an article published in Smyth County News dated November 30th, 2007, and of course that was about the time that Darlene Nitch was in office, before Mr. Blevins came to office. And at that time, the article indicated that Smyth County and Grayson County were working together to establish cellular service in both places. Well, as you know, Grayson County did get a cell tower recently in November, and it was powered on through U.S. Cellular. And that was supposedly, apparently, because of River North Prison located in Independence and a requirement to expand communications. So that was a question, what happened, from the time they were working together, what happened to cause them not to work together anymore with that effort, and for Grayson County to move forward and Smyth County not to move forward. And of course, one of the answers, the short answer for that, he mentioned River North Prison, a need to expand communications, and that there was a requirement for that. However, one point that's come to my attention is that we also have a prison located here in Marion, and Sugar Grove is between Independence and Marion. The tower in Volney over in Grayson County only reaches to Troutdale. So there is still a gap, and I would certainly think that communications would need to be expanded all the way across if that were the case.
Is there any companies interested? What's the latest contact that you've been in, like with Verizon or cell service companies?
We have heard from a new company called Milestone Communications, and I really want to be careful and not over-promote this because it is just a contact at this point. Smyth County School Board has looked at a marketing agreement with Milestone that would include Sugar Grove School as a potential property location for a tower, as well as other county properties. But it's important to point out that while they include this on their marketing agreement, it is just an agreement, and that is basically no promise that we're going to get anything. If a provider decides that they want to locate and expand to Sugar Grove, then they would approach Milestone, and Milestone would put the tower up and lease that tower to the company. Now, Sugar Grove is the only property, the school is the only property referenced in Sugar Grove as far as I know. There are other Smyth County properties, but Sugar Grove is only represented by the school property. So that's one thing that we're looking at. Another company that I'm still researching, actually just came to my attention today, is a company called Pegasus. And someone in Sugar Grove, a resident in Sugar Grove, informed me that they had some property that this company looked at several years ago. And I believe they're from over at Richlands. And I'm going to be in contact with them pretty soon and find out what they might be willing to do for us in the community.
Okay, now this cell service that if it goes into Sugar Grove, if you get it there, not if, when, the question is when you get it there, it is going to cover the area from Sugar Grove to Marion, right?
That's what we hope for, because the route between Sugar Grove and Marion along Sugar Grove Highway, Route 16, a lot of people have safety concerns, especially in the wintertime. It's a bad road, and there is no phone access. And if you break down, if you have an accident, there's not a lot of houses that you can go to, and you're not going to have access to a phone to call for help. So we would hope that it would expand service at least minimally along that route.
Okay, do you have any more questions from the meeting that you'd like to share with us?
I can look. I've got several that we had here, and just for everybody listening, I'm reading these off of a tablet, so I want to make sure that I get those correct.
Okay.
Well, one of the other things that seem to get a lot of attention, the question about grant funding. We have seen Smyth County Board of Supervisors seek grant funding from everything, basically. Tobacco grants, things of that nature, for other projects in Smyth County. Whenever we were asked about grants, whenever we asked about grants for this particular project, we were told that if the money is not there, if there's not a grant for this particular thing, then we can't seek money for it. But in my opinion, I've found several organizations, the tobacco grant being one of them. They put up 28 towers over on the other side of the mountain, near Tazewell.
My goodness.
And along that route. So that's a whole lot of towers. And one would think that if they can get 28 towers over there from the tobacco grant, that we would be able to get one or two in Sugar Grove.
Makes sense, doesn't it?
Yes, it does. But we've not seen any efforts on the part of the Board of Supervisors to seek grant funding for this purpose. And our next move, hopefully, if we can find a qualified person to work with our community and write a grant proposal, that might be something to consider.
Sarah, do you have any other community meetings planned coming up?
We don't have any planned at this time, and that's something I'm really working on, because I think it's good for the community to come out and get together and let these representatives know what we need. But one thing I have a fear of is that by so many people turning out to the last two meetings that we've had, one was in August with Delegate Campbell, and the other was this most recent one with Rick Blevins. So many people have turned out, but we keep hearing the same rhetoric over and over again from our local government. I'm just afraid that people are going to get discouraged, and they're going to think that this is not going to happen. And I'm afraid that they're going to stop turning out for these meetings just because they keep hearing the same thing. But I want to encourage everybody that, I'm going to try as hard as I can to make this happen, because I have to live in the community. And, of course, we have our fire department, our rescue squad, all kinds of community services that could benefit from this. And I think it's past time that we have this service. We've been neglected and left out.
What about contacting the local congressman or the local senator?
We have put in several inquiries with those offices, and I can't emphasize that enough. I've encouraged people to write letters, send emails, to let people know that there's a problem in Sugar Grove. Mainly a safety concern, because that would be what gets attention. Not just, I want to text somebody, or I want to use it for enjoyment, or, whatever. But We have made inquiries to just about every elected official all the way up the line.
So have you heard back from any of those guys, like our congressman? Or
To date, the only one that actually responded was Delegate Campbell, and from what I've been told from his office, I'm in contact with his assistant. He is following this effort, and I do believe that he will probably be of assistance to us, but it's just going to take some time to get some resources pulled together. So that's where we're at with that.
is there anything else you'd like to add to our talk this morning?
We just need the support of the community, and we appreciate the continued support. And I'm really glad that several news media people have contacted me, including this radio station. It's a great opportunity to put Sugar Grove on the map. So, I'd like to thank everybody for that, everybody that's contacted us, everybody that's took an interest in it.
Hey, Sarah, thank you for being with us this week, and keep us updated on what's going on.
Will do.